The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash, a roundtable of Cowboys insiders dropping wisdom and offering sizzling takes on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys. Now, your host, Newy Scruggs.
Here we are in the Media Mash. Everybody, the Dallas Cowboys continue the football season. Sunday, the final home game of the year, the Los Angeles Chargers physical football team led by Jim Harbaugh comes to Jerry World. Jacques Taylor, Ed Werder, Nick Harris, they are here to give you those insights. I'm merely Newy Scruggs. And if you haven't been to a Cowboy game all year long, this is the last one.
This is the one to go to.
And I've told people, this is the time to go because you can get tickets at a lower price.
Good seats.
Because
see a playoff team, not the Cowboys, but their opponent.
And what I found is, right now, people would give you that ticket because they want the Christmas money. Because they're off the train. They're off the hope you.
This is the week to go now.
Right.
See a future star, Justin Herbert, Derwin James.
I was over at Channel 5.
Dak Prescott.
I talked to Meredith Land. I said, because she's been talking about taking her son to the game. I said, this week, you can get that ticket.
Cheapest tickets on SeatGeek right now to get a seat. Not even standing room. Get a seat for $71.
Shoot, I need to ask my son.
You can get standing room for $31. You can go stand and run into the stadium and be on a video that John Machado will tweet out.
Right. So there you go. So if you thought about going to see the Cowboys, this is the last opportunity. This is the time to go. Because I know those people who have those season tickets. Like, hey, man, Christmas time, let me go ahead and get that cash. So there we go. Just in case, just trying to
It's PSA, man.
Yeah, PSA. Ed Werder, Hall of Famer. Brian Schottenheimer today.
Brian
Schottenheimer today getting that seat that so many coaches.
Well, he was first of all unequivocal about Dak Prescott. If you do get one of these tickets on for Sunday,
Dak will be
you
playing.
will see Dak Prescott, not Joe Milton.
Yes.
And he made it seem like the next 3 games were going to be played and started by Dak Prescott.
I bet Joe Milton starts the last one.
At Washington? No, at the Giants?
Yeah.
New Jersey and the Meadowlands. Yeah.
And then I think the most newsworthy thing he said was when he was asked about Jerry Jones's comments on the radio yesterday, in which he effectively said, we're going to evaluate whether Matt Eberflus remains a defensive coordinator based on how the defense performs in these last 3 games, how he interpreted that, how he handled it with his members of his coaching staff. And he said, hey, we all recognize this is the National Football League and it's about winning. And he thinks Flus is a great coach, but acknowledged that obviously they're not playing to an acceptable standard on that side of the ball, which seems pretty obvious when you just look at the numbers.
Well, the most telling thing Jerry said was, this is Jerry. Seems like all these other quarterbacks play better against us than they do anybody else. When Jerry says that, you're gone, man. And I've believed, at least over the last few weeks, that any season that's labeled a disappointment, somebody got to take the hit. It's either going to be the head coach, the OC, or the DC. Well, the head coach, this is his first year. You probably don't give him the hit. The OC, they're averaging 30 points a game.
He is the OC.
Well, yeah, that's the other part. He is the OC. So that leaves one person left to take the hit.
The only reason there might be some hesitation is because Jerry, earlier in the year, when he was still protecting his decision to hire Matt Eberflus as defensive coordinator, made a point of saying, my biggest mistake this year was in not recognizing that continuity on the defensive side of the ball is important too. We shouldn't be having a new defensive coordinator every year. And if they fire Eberflus, they're going to have their 4th defensive coordinator in 4 years.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
Because by adding Quinnen, by these 2 first-round picks you're going to add on defense, and free agent, you're going to have a new defense anyway. So you might as well bring in a new dude.
Yeah, I wrote after the game. It was, we spent all week hyping up Brian Flores and what he does well. And
he's
asked Schottenheimer about it, and even asked Eberflus about what he does well. And then everything that we talked about, he did in the game, and they found success doing it. And Dak, who is one of the quarterbacks in the league that's typically been pretty great against the blitz, was 9 for 19 against the blitz in that game, and it affected the offense and how they moved down the
So
field.
you're saying Shoddy got beat in the game?
In a lot of ways.
Shoddy got beat by Brian Flores just as bad as Eberflus got beat by J.J. McCarthy.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that necessarily. But I bring all that up to say, because I wrote post-game, I was like, man, you have a daunted, feared defensive coordinator on the other side. It's time the Cowboys go get one themselves. You saw one. You saw what it could do for you on the other side of the ball.
You saw what it looked like.
You saw how it played into complementary football for J.J. McCarthy. There was a stat this morning that they had the least amount of total yards for a team that did not get a takeaway or
Short field.
A short field, basically, in NFL history for a team that won. And so it's
Cowboys history.
In NFL history.
NFL history?
NFL
66-0 was a number?
Something like that. Yeah. I need to find
Okay,
that
who's this
between the break.
defensive
I need to find that
coordinator you're
between
going
the
to
break.
be able to go get? Who's going to work for this organization?
Hey, Flores
and
is
work
up after the year.
Can we talk about guys under contract?
No.
You cannot.
No.
Wow. The voice of God just came in and said no.
We all said no. Then the voice of God.
The Overlord, Chris Beam.
You can write it down.
I'll say this: there is a guy out there in the AFC that is not a coordinator right now that should be, and just go look at one of the best defenses in the NFL. You'll find them.
Best pass rush defense in the NFL?
Sure.
Okay. I have a subsequent point I'd like to make on this subject, if you don't mind, if we have time for it.
No, let's do it.
The thing that bothered me about what Jerry said yesterday was he took no ownership as the general manager for the flawed roster that Matt Eberflus was given to begin this season, and may still have in large measure.
Did you think he was?
I think he should.
But did you think he was?
I'm not here to tell you what I think he would do. I'm here to tell you what's right and what's wrong.
But I'm telling you,
want
as somebody who's covered the team for 30 years, have you ever seen him do that?
You want accountability. And as far as Jerry earlier talking about, what he did wrong, and changing coordinators. Jerry's the same guy that told us once, just because I said it doesn't make it so.
Right.
And to me, the way I took it was, okay, yeah, I didn't help you out, but I went out and got you some help, and it looked like
Might have been a little too late. I mean, this
there-
season was decided between the two trades. In the
was.
9 games they played between the Micah Parsons trade and the Quinnen Williams trade, they lost their season.
Yeah. The Cardinal game might have been helped if they got, but still, in his mind, we won 3 in a row. Here we go to Detroit. Effectively, we're in the locker room, and they said this is a playoff game. They gave up 44 points.
Yep.
You're watching Amon-Ra St. Brown on a bad ankle, guys playing 10, 12 yards off the guy. I mean, they got 8 up, and then you come back the next week. Okay, here's Sunday Night Football. 10 days.
Can we mention one thing on that Detroit game as we're accusing the defensive coordinator of failing and the defense failing? Mm-hmm. They had 5 touchdown drives in that game, and the longest one was 59 yards because they had 261 yards in returns on kickoffs. So that was as much a special teams loss as it was a defensive loss. And how many times did the offense turn the football over?
And I think that the special teams coordinator may be a conversation as well. That may be a conversation starter as well.
Man, that special teams coordinator answered. He came out on that first drive, little flip, first down. That's a touchdown drive. That doesn't happen without your special teams, Newey.
I mean, Bones Fossil could have given us that.
He never did.
No, he gave us fake punts.
He would have done it before. He would have done it
He
before
was throwing
the
it to
season.
C.J. Goodwin on his own
It needed to be
23.
active. He just gave the players the opportunity to activate it. But just back to the whole thing, and defensive coordinator, the man sat there and watched J.J. McCarthy eat up. And now it's in his mind, J.J. ate us up. He hadn't really done much. Jacoby Brissett ate us up. The Cardinals, they put up 27, a season high on us.
5 teams, I think, have scored their season high point total against the Cowboys.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
let me.
And 8 have either been been 1 or 2 in terms of season.
Switch the dialogue. What is the case for Eberflus staying?
What I just told you.
The continuity factor is the only thing.
That's what I mean. That's
And in Jerry's mind is, I hired this guy.
Which is the other thing I was waiting on Schottenheimer to say. Schottenheimer said, hey, look, I've been him before. I've been that guy where people are pointing their finger at me. I hadn't heard him say, you know what? That's my guy.
Right. Bill Parcells would have said, it's my coaching staff. I'll decide who's on my coaching staff. Jimmy Johnson would have said, I'll tell you who my defensive coordinator is going to be.
You know what's interesting about that? Both of those coaches had contractual authority to do that. I would doubt.
You're not going to get that kind of pushback from a first-time head coach.
That's why you hire these kind of coaches, so that you can have some semblance of control. Which is why you can't get a
Like
guy
you just have total control and nobody challenges it.
Yeah.
It's bad, and I
don't you think they've made a bunch of odd decisions on the defensive side of the ball?
100%. But there have been some decisions that should have been benefiting Eberflus that I don't feel like have. I don't feel like
Like figuring out the middle linebacker thing after 2 trades at that position. Having 3 defensive tackles. Like when they signed Osa, it was like, okay, we got Eberflus's 3 technique. Let's move on. And then they go trade Micah Parsons, and they don't get an outside pass rusher. They get what they wanted, another defensive tackle. And then they trade one of those picks for another defensive tackle. And they have no edge rush.
That's because Osa's never been that dude. They paid him as a reactionary.
So
he's a good player.
They weren't left for nothing.
I'm just saying, if you get it right with him, then you don't need the other 2 guys.
But that's what I'm telling you.
And I'm telling you, that's a general manager. That's not the defensive coordinator.
And I'm not disputing it. It's all the same thing.
And we know this. GM's not firing himself.
Correct.
The owner is so it comes with the meal.
The dinner.
They have overvalued a lot of their talent through the years in certain position areas. Like, so those times when we're at training camp, we're like, this don't look good. We like our guys, and then it goes south, and it went south this year. But here's Jerry now jumping off the Eberflus train.
Yep.
And at this point in time, I don't know if Matt can fix it because. You got the Chargers coming here. It's a physical football team. I don't expect them to win this football game. And then you got 2 games that essentially
They don't matter.
They don't matter. And right now, the way this train is
Playing on the road.
In the
Christmas
cold.
Day. So
On the holidays.
Yeah, you got to go up Christmas Eve. You're playing Christmas Day.
The wife and kids aren't happy with you.
Right.
The game doesn't really matter.
Right. You could be
Side chicks mad.
my check's already been direct deposited.
you could be eliminated Saturday by the Eagles game. So I mean, there's
Netflix is buffering.
right. So there's a lot of stuff here that's going on here that just doesn't add up very well for Matt Eberflus. And I don't know if he can fix it.
And why
with
would
Jerry.
the last 3 games matter more than the first 13?
I don't know.
I think Jerry's just trying to find a way to make these games of some consequence.
Okay.
Yes?
I would just say after the Charger game, you got all your money. You got the tickets, you got the party, you got all the margaritas. So who cares? Last 2 games on the road, man. So what it was once again, just because I said it doesn't make it so from Jerry. He said it today. Once after Sunday's Charger game, who knows? Who knows? Because that Thanksgiving, I think the Christmas Day game is, man. I don't know.
A lot of sore backs going into that week.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, young Nick, you got some statistics for me. What's the record for folks who are out of the playoffs having to go play
Holiday games on the road.
game on the road?
We'll have that for you next week, Newey, when it's relevant.
Minus 40 degrees. There's just a lot that just makes
With undercooked turkey in the press box.
I don't know if I trust anything at FedEx, man.
No,
Bring
I
it with
wouldn't
you.
touch it.
Bring it with you.
Eat before you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Learned my
just-
lesson last year.
I said, bring it with you.
I'm going to say because the reporters is traveling up there ain't happy either.
I won't be there. All right, we're going to take our break right now. We're back with the Media Mash right here on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys? Or how about them Tyson Cowboys Nuggets? As we cheer for the stars on the field, we love that we've also got some stars on our plate, thanks to Tyson brand star-shaped Cowboys Nuggets. That, along with all our other favorite Tyson Foods products, sure make game day special. Score some delicious Tyson Cowboys Nuggets and become a game day star, just like our Cowboys. As you enjoy your stars on and off the plate, remember, tailgates and game day have always been Tyson.
Cowboys fans, SeatGeek is the only primary ticketing partner of America's team and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game, so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Cowboys games or to any other live event in DFW, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. SeatGeek.
Look, school is starting and I'm just a kid. And let's be honest, I'm not going to shop for myself. But we can get up to 40% off back-to-school essentials on Uber Eats. Did I mention I need poster board for my science fair, lunch for my field trip, and unlined note cards for my history quiz tomorrow? Or were they lined? Anyway, Uber Eats has all the back-to-school stuff on there. So come on, let's order now on Uber Eats and get up to 40% off. We're cool, right? Cool.
Not literally everything. Promotion ends 9/16. It is subject to change or cancellation. Exclusions may apply. Check app for availability.
Back to Media Mash.
Tostitos team bags are back. Get the official chip of the Dallas Cowboys at your local store. Available for a limited time. Scan the QR code or visit FritoLayExperiences.com for a chance to win epic Cowboy experiences. You're in the Media Mash. Jock Taylor, Ed Werder, Nick Harris. I'm Newey Scruggs. Young Nick, practice report is out. Give me that Diggs update.
Yeah,
Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs. Yeah, it's been another roller coaster 4 or 5 days in the Trayvon Diggs saga, but today was on the injury report. He's going to be on it with the knee issue since he is in the practice window and he's ramping back up, but he was added with a hip injury today as well. So now dealing with multiple things. He was listed as limited. 5 guys did not practice. CeeDee Lamb was out with an illness. Quinnen Williams and Hunter Lipke were out with concussions. You also had Deron Bland, who was out with a foot, and then Tyler Guyton, who's still battling the high ankle sprain.
So
How many of those guys are going to play on Sunday?
Man, you need Bland.
What?
I say
available?
no Trayvon and no Quinnen.
Diggs says he's healthy.
No Lipke, probably. I think I would imagine Guyton makes his way back because this would be 4 games that he would have missed. You would think they would have put him on IR if they had foreseen him potentially missing 4 games, but also Nate Thomas is dealing with a shoulder. He was on the practice report. Granted, he was full, but he had a shoulder wrap on in the locker room, so we'll see.
So Diggs, Nick, we were there Friday. Diggs said he was good, ready to go. It's up to them. Got to talk to them. Then they don't play him. Diggs made himself available in the locker room.
Highly unusual.
Highly unusual.
He made sure he was available.
Hey, doing a one-on-one with Josina Anderson. He's talking to Pat Doe, talking to everybody.
That was his first big mistake.
He's right there.
His next was talking to us.
He was right there. Just are you available? Yeah, I'm probably did. Whatever. If you were there, he was ready to go to let everybody know. And then Jerry on Tuesday and asked on his show, 105.3 The Fans. Not healthy, can't play.
And then Shotty, I made it very clear why he's not available. Had a long conversation with him, told him everything he needed to do. I would never bench a guy and not tell him exactly why he wasn't playing.
Dak told him too after the decision was made. Go in Shotty's office on Monday. Ask him everything that you need to do this week so that you can play on Sunday. Did he go to the office and talk to Shotty yesterday or on Monday? He did not.
Now, see, Dak is like me. I told my son that one time. I said, you want to play more? You should go talk to the coach and ask him exactly what you need to do to get more playing time.
Did you do it?
I don't think there's anything he can do to get more playing time at this point.
If they weren't going to play him during the Vikings, that was it.
If they weren't going to play him when the season mattered, they're not going to play him now.
Correct. It's over.
No.
It's a wrap.
Because I think it's a foregone conclusion. You ask anybody in this building, you ask a janitor that might not know about football, and that person would tell you that Trayvon Diggs is most likely out of here this offseason. Throwing him back out on the field for these last 3 games only jeopardizes what that looks like financially for the Cowboys.
And
he's a guy with a proven injury history, so their fears in that regard are merited.
And so it's just.
I would like to have seen him play in Detroit when it still mattered, when maybe he's enough of an improvement over Revel, a rookie, that he doesn't get exploited. Forget making a play that makes a difference, just doesn't get exploited like the rookie did or like Carson did last week. Like their young corners have been killed the last 2 games.
Sidebar, they got to take that damn brace off of Revel's knee. It is limiting his mobility.
He seemed to be bothered by it several times out there today in practice.
They got to take that thing off. But
this is in training camp. It felt like this was going to be it for Diggs, the way things were going. But to just see it go so sour is just, from a second-round pick, who I thought they should take him the first round, but then they ended up taking CeeDee Lamb, so they get him in the second round, and then he becomes an all-pro player. To see this happen, and you thought that the deal that they gave, hey, that's a good deal, just to see it all come
when Jerry publicly questioned that deal at training camp after Diggs stood shoulder to shoulder with Micah when he was announcing he wanted to be traded, you knew it was a bad situation. When they took the $500,000, which was their right,
yes,
you knew it was a bad situation, and here we are.
I just shake my head. And this is not what championship organizations do. This isn't good. How did it get this way?
Which part, as far as this is not what championship organizations. Do you blame the organization in the Diggs fiasco? I think there's some organizational blame, but I think it's pretty lopsided.
So somewhere along the way, there was a miscalculation to give him this contract, and things just
1,000%.
Just like, okay, it was here now. This is somewhere along the way they made a mistake. They know the player. Did the player change? That's been something some people have said, and some people said, no, he's the same guy he's been, but something changed where. I don't know, with the rehab thing, and he and the staff, but something changed here.
Coach changed.
That was a big part of it. The coordinators changed 3 times.
Yeah, and just for this thing to get this is bad. Now you're going to have to eat this money, and you need money because you got a free agent and George.
Well, ideally, he would have been the player you paid him to be.
Well, yeah. Al Harris leaving might have been a big deal.
So but this is just bad. You don't want to make these kind of mistakes on these deals. Everybody makes mistakes, but you don't want to make this is a bad mistake. And you're going to have to eat some money. And they need money right now. And for a guy that you thought was a cornerstone and you bet on being a cornerstone, he's now become a dude you can't wait to run out of the building. And now you're sitting here at press conference trying to dance around. Well, he's this, he's that. This is bad. I mean, look, Diggs didn't help himself either. I mean,
he's played a huge role in this.
When he came out there out of the locker room against the 49ers in full uniform to go after a reporter about something he saw on social media, that was ridiculous. And that was where I was like, man.
Pads are still on.
Right. Full uniform.
Hey, Doug, you worry about the wrong thing.
Yeah.
When he came out, I thought he was looking, okay, he's looking for an agent. Family member, something possible, something might have gone wrong, But then you'll go over to homeboy and start.
Michael Leslie.
That what you saw? Wait a minute. We got this. I'm just like, wow. And for a guy who played for Nick Saban, talks about blocking out the noise.
I don't think he was one of Nick Saban's favorite players either. From what I was told when he was drafted. But he made himself into a great player. One-dimensional, but that one thing he could do was special.
You know what? For a second-round pick to become an all-pro player,
lead the NFL in interceptions.
Yeah. I mean, this is what you look for. You look for this kind of impact. That showed that they were, they scouted a good play, got him. I mean, they did what they needed to do right, and then rewarded the player. And then this is bad.
I have a 2-part question.
Yeah, man.
First part: when this front office was considering giving Micah Parsons the deal that he wanted in the offseason, specifically, closer toward training camp. Fair to say that there was a lot of injury history that was in the back of their minds as far as being gun-shy toward giving him that deal, correct? I wonder how much of this Diggs situation ends up lingering into other contract situations as well. Alas, George Pickens. Could even look at a couple others that could be coming down the line. Well, Bland's already been done. It's more so about like future decisions. It's like, okay, this injury has happened, but also it's compounded with the off the field issues that could kind of already be seen before the contract was signed. But hey, he's a hell of a player. You sign the deal, you get it done. Do they maybe look at some of the things that George Pickens is doing right now, and does it give him a little bit of gun shyness in that end? And I wonder if those kind of same comments are made by Jerry next offseason, similar to how they were before the whole Micah ordeal really.
Right, he used it to deflect blame for the accusation that you're not proactive enough with these players.
Exactly, yep.
As in terms of signing Micah, that's why you've gotten yourself in this situation with Micah. And he said, well, you might say I signed a couple players too early. And he specifically mentioned Diggs and Steele, right?
Yep. He said I could sign him and he can go get hurt tomorrow. Worth mentioning, Michael Parsons did tear his ACL this last weekend.
But let's take a break here because the Pickens number.
Yep.
Let's talk about the Pickens number. Last game, 2 games, not what
under 40 yards 3 times.
What we have expected, and a potential Pickens number, and does it make sense? Let's dive into that next, right here on the Media Mash. This is DallasCowboys.com.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network, so you can talk college football with your BFF while taking Buster to the vet.
Hey, yeah, I can't believe he ate the whole thing of chicken wings.
And I can't believe we're staging a comeback. Touchdown!
Yes! Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. For wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers, must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a pepper thing.
Cowboys fans, we've got big news. Black Rifle Energy is now available at Texas 7-Eleven stores. And for a limited time, you can score 2 cans for just $6 at participating locations. These cans pack a serious punch, 200 milligrams of caffeine, veteran-crafted flavor, and the clean energy you need to power through those long days. So the next time you roll into your neighborhood 7-Eleven here in Texas, grab that 2 for $6 Black Rifle Energy deal and fuel up the American way. Black Rifle Coffee, America's coffee.
Back to Media Mash.
Celebrate the season at Cowboys Christmas Extravaganza, powered by Reliant at the Star in Frisco. Join the Cowboys every Friday and Saturday night from November 21st to November 20th. That is this weekend. Last time to see it. And it's an electrifying holiday performance. For more details, visit stardistrict.com. And, oh, by the way, it's free. Free. Jacques Taylor, Ed Werder, Nick Harris. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is the Media Mash. So, George Pickens spoke today. George Pickens is a free agent after the season. This is his second straight game of an underwhelming performance. So
he's been under 40 yards receiving 3 times this year, and the Cowboys have lost all 3 games.
Not good. And potentially to franchise it was a 28 mil, Nick, something
roughly.
Like
It's just over 28.
Well, basically 30. Was talking with Rick Goslin, former Cowboy
beat writer, NFL large writer,
just Hall of Famer like Ed. So plugged in as they get, and I always love talking with him about just different stuff. And I said, "What do you do with Diggs?" He says, $30 million. So if you're paying him $30 million,
Pickens,
paying him $30 million. CeeDee Lamb making $35, Dak making $60. What are you doing? Roster, what are you doing with your money? It's like you look at them like, yes, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for 3 players.
Yeah, but you can manipulate the cap to get him in there. You're trying to win while your quarterback is still under contract for the next 2 or 3 years.
While he's still the highest paid player in football.
While he's still a really excellent player, while he's still a top elite quarterback. So you got to do what you got to do. Other teams figure out how to do it. Yes, there will be a bill to pay at some point. We'll worry about that bill when it comes.
The problem is with the teams that have done that are Cincinnati and
Rams,
Miami. What are the Rams paying Devontae Williams? Adams.
Not sure, but they were, when they were paying Jalen, Ramsey, all that cash, and they're paying Cooper Kupp. They were paying some numbers.
I'm trying to find somebody who pays a receiver or 2 receivers at the top of the scale and a quarterback at the top of the scale. Well, I guess the Eagles maybe do that and still manage.
Yes, they've done it. They threw the running back in there too.
But they were proactive. They got those guys at relatively discounted rates.
Yes, they weren't top of the market.
What they are now.
They were not top of the market guys. Yes, David Muggaletta is going for top of the market with George Pickens with Jerry Jones. Yes.
So is he a must sign in your opinion?
I do think he's a must sign. That number is going to be very interesting. I think, if anything, these last 2 weeks have proven that number has to be below 34, which is CD's number. I think it comes in between 30 and 34 eventually. The closer they can get it to 30, I think, is the more of a win it would be for the team, though. Considering his production this year, I think you have to sign that production personally. I mean, the cap is going to increase. You're going to get a little bit more out of it, but the fact is you're going to have to draft well, and that's with or without Pickens. You have a lot of money tied into a lot of guys. We haven't talked about Terrence Steele. That's probably another contract you're going to have to move off of this season, which makes it more important to draft a right tackle early on in the draft next year. So there's a lot of different things, but I think signing Pickens I think that's a solution, not a problem.
It's going.
You talk about CD and the maybes.
Yeah. No, CDs and maybes.
CDs and maybes.
What about Flournoy? Can he not be a 2?
I don't think he could be a 2. I think he's more than capable of 3, though. More than capable of 3.
The interesting thing is about the whole contract structure to get something done.
The whole thing's going to start with his reaction to being franchise tagged and his willingness to play on the tag.
I tried today. I last question of his availability, I said...
They said, one more. And Nick said, I got it.
So obviously the goal is a long-term contract. What are your thoughts on the franchise tag in general? You know, I tried to get general thoughts out of him. He said, I'm just focused on the Chargers this week. I was like, all right.
Smart man.
You can look at his agent and say his agent doesn't like his guys playing on the franchise tag. So
he's generally forced their way out when they've been put in that situation.
So he won't be an Oxnard if he's on a franchise tag.
Yeah. So you already know that. So
is Jerry going to demand the same type of? You remember when Micah wanted to get paid at the top of the scale? Jerry said, "When I pay that kind of money, I need a guy that's going to be a leader in his room."
Well, see, is
Pickens that?
That's just dumb to me. And here's why: everybody ain't built to be a leader. They're just not. It doesn't matter how much you pay them; they're not built to be a leader. Right. So don't ask them. I mean, it's just stupid to me. The more money you make does not make you a leader. There are lots of guys, not lots. There's several guys on every team who are the 10th or 12th highest paid player who people look to like, oh, that's the guy.
Solomon Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the guy I'm pointing at. It's like
but yeah,
Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't ask that dude to be a leader.
But he did. Not. I'm saying he did.
Well, that's what I mean. Somebody got to tell him that money don't make you a leader.
Yeah.
It's idealism versus realism.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, you're my highest paid guy. You're that leader.
But the guy who has to pay the contract thinks that's an important part.
Like I said,
do you see that in Pickens?
Idealism versus real. Realistically, no. In the real world, no. I think that's also sometimes just
an excuse not to pay a guy.
When it's Jerry
try
talking.
to manipulate his behavior.
This is Jerry talking. This
Give
is
himself
what
an
I'm
out.
For, and
if I don't do it, it's because I didn't believe in you.
Like even CD is not really a leader to me.
Right.
Because he's
not a big personality.
He's too petulant.
Deron Bland.
Yeah, so people, we need more leadership from CD. Nah, man. CD's good doing whatever CD does to make him go 6 for 110 and touchdown. He good. His work ethic is fine in practice. That's his leadership. Asking him to say, hey, Nick, come on over here and lift some of these weights, man, and run these routes precise. Man, shut up.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of and it's not just here. There's a lot of organizations that at times want to bestow leadership on guys who don't want it. And
Josh Hamilton was no leader with the Texas Rangers, even though he was by far the best player and the highest paid player.
I'll give you an example of the Rangers when they got rid of Michael Young and they were trying to give it to Ian Kinsler. Kinsler wasn't trying to do that.
That's one.
I'm just telling you, the owner of this team and the general manager of this team equated getting paid with being a leader.
Right.
We're just trying to tell you when he listens to the show,
he's the one who has to decide.
And he's living in idealism. Ideally, that's what I'd like, but realistically, we know that ain't the case. No. And the owner does. The owner, hey, it's what makes our job
Last guy
fun.
he said that about ain't here anymore.
Yeah, yeah. And
part of it was because he didn't like his body language laying on that training table.
I was gonna say, if Pickens goes and lays on the training table out here, we're gonna have a whole different conversation. But it is.
I'm waiting for Trayvon to pull it.
He should do it in the next game. Just even though he's not playing, he just takes.
They're down like 30-14, third
just
quarter.
Lay it down.
He should be a fun. Is he talking tomorrow? When's his?
He talk whenever you want him now.
He talks when he wants to talk.
Yeah, but he'll want to talk this week.
When he got something to say.
We asked him to talk today. He didn't want to talk today.
Oh, he talked to somebody today.
Well, he talked to one person today. But
who's that?
That's the Media Mash for today.
It's not somebody
we'll
on
talk
this
to
panel.
tomorrow right here on DallasCowboys.com. Take care, everybody.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?